Today we're diving into the psychological phenomena that is cognitive dissonance and trauma bonding. Understanding the two of these can be a game changer for your journey to healing. Okay, first up is cognitive dissonance. Have you ever loved someone but knew they were bad for you at the same time? That's cognitive dissonance. It's those two opposing beliefs. And you try to reconcile those beliefs in your mind by changing your behaviors, your attitudes, your beliefs, and it causes lots of confusion. I've been there myself. Despite the love and shared memories that I had with my exes, I have several of them that were toxic. The toxicity was undeniable, even though there was that love there. I hoped for change, and I kept thinking maybe if I do this different or that different, they will change. But deep down, I knew the truth, that the battle between my heart and my mind was exhausting. My name is Lori. If you haven't been here before, I'm a former teacher. I got my master's in school counseling. Then I went back and got a certificate for transformational coaching. And if you're interested in getting unstuck from a toxic relationship, maybe with a narcissist or addict or any other toxic behavior, then this is the right channel. This is what I talk about here. I've been in several of those relationships in my past, and now I've been through my healing journey. I've gotten out of those relationships. I'm still healing. It's going to be a forever journey, but I would love for you to join along with me, share your journey too, because we all learn from each other. So, like I was saying, when I was in these toxic relationships, I tried reconciling those conflicting thoughts of love and emotional pain in my head by trying to change my behavior. I thought, if I just do this thing different, or if I communicate better, that would help. They're doing the lawn next door, so hopefully you can't hear that. But, I thought maybe it's my parenting style. Maybe I can get better at that. Maybe I can read this book. Maybe that will help. All the things that I tried, but none of them helped to reconcile those thoughts in my mind. I'll share with you what did help, but let's go on and talk about trauma bond. Okay, trauma bond is different than cognitive dissonance, because cognitive dissonance is that feeling, those thoughts. But a trauma bond is the attachment that you have with a toxic person. It's really hard to put into words and explain how you're feeling. Friends and family don't really get it because they think, why don't you just leave this toxic person that's hurting you? But it's not so simple, because that trauma bond is there and it's making changes in your brain. It's actually causing neurological changes. You have this internal confusion that you're battling. I'm gonna turn off my ringer just in case. Okay. So like I said, a trauma bond can cause cognitive dissonance because when a victim has a strong attachment to an abusive person due to manipulation or intimidation, for example, there may be psychologically conflicting thoughts in their head. Do I love this person? Do I hate this person? And both of those are true at the same time. These two forces keep you stuck because over time, the abuse cycle causes an increase in cortisol. It causes neurotransmitter changes in your brain, impacting your decision-making, impacting your memory, your emotional responses, and the thing about it is the person who is your partner is the person you turn to for comfort. But in this case of this toxic relationship, they're also the person that is causing you the most pain. It's just, that's part of the problem, because you want to go to your spouse, your best friend, to get their comfort, but you don't get it. And it causes confusion and incongruence in our thoughts and feelings. So here's an example of a situation that might occur in a trauma bonded relationship. This is just a made up scenario, but I've seen something like this happen with clients. It's happened to me. So let's say that the husband, Alex, stays up drinking alcohol late into the night, and he comes in to his bedroom where his wife, Rachel, is sleeping, and he wakes her up, and he's angry about something, so he rages at her for a long period of time, wakes her up, gets her all upset, and she can't go back to sleep. He goes back to sleep, or goes to sleep, and all she can do is think about the upset, the way she tried to defend herself, the way he didn't hear any of her arguments. And then for days afterwards, Alex gives Rachel the silent treatment. So, she's exhausted. She's imagining all the terrible things that could happen. They'll get divorced. She'll lose the home. She won't be able to afford another place to live. What will she do with the kids? She'll have to split custody with the kids. She'll need to search for a better job. All these things are going through her head. And then one day, Alex comes to her and he is just pretending that nothing ever happened. So she feels relief. Whew, things are better. I don't have to worry about the home, the job, the custody, all the things that were going through her mind for the past few days. So she feels so much better. This person, Alex, he's probably gone back to his loving, kind, generous self. So she feels better now because he loves her after all. All those fears were unfounded. And that's just the cycle of abuse that keeps us stuck in this relationship for so long. So now Rachel has this dread in the back of her mind that a painful incident like this could happen at any time, and she starts watching for signs in Alex, like, does he seem angrier? Does he seem like, for me, there were days where it's like things are really peaceful. I know this isn't gonna last. It could almost go by clockwork, where I knew that if a week had gone by, then we're getting close to another blow up. So, I would start getting on edge. I would stay on edge the whole time, but I would start getting worse because I knew that something was going to happen. I would start to watch for their breathing pattern and, how they were moving around the house. It's that hypervigilance. You get so afraid that you're going to deal with this painful argument again, and you're going to deal with the silent treatment again, and it's just so stressful. And like I said, friends and family just don't get it because they think that you should just be able to leave. And a lot of times what happens is they try to force you to leave by either coming to you and saying, look, there's a problem here. I see this, this, and this, and it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for the kids. And they try to force you to leave. Well, the problem with that is if you're not ready to leave, you're stuck and you're still feeling feelings of love for this person, when somebody tries to force you to leave, you, instead of moving more towards that supportive, loving person, you kind of push them away a little bit. And it's all because of these psychological changes that have happened to your brain. Not because you don't love the person, but them putting that extra pressure on you that you're already feeling inside your body just makes you feel worse. The other tactic that friends and family members will try is they will just cut you out of their life for a while. You know, they'll just say, I can't deal with the drama, so I'm going to back away. I'm going to stop seeing you as much. I'm going to not have you over for holidays and things like that. And that is another horrible response, because you're already getting isolated and you're already getting stuck with this person, and now you're forced to only be with this person the majority of the time. And I know loved ones don't mean to do that. They love you so much, they care about you. They're frustrated and they're hurt. And so there's a very good book to help with this. It's called Helping Her Get Free, and it's by Susan Brewster. I actually read it because I was curious about how, you know, family members should react, because there were lots of problems in my own family. And it really helped me to see their side. It helped me to see that they really cared about me, even though the things they were doing were hurtful. It wasn't because they didn't care, it was because they didn't know what to do. They didn't have the resources. So that book was really helpful for me, but it would also be helpful if you give it to your loved ones that are trying to help you navigate this toxic relationship. So try that book out. I'll link it in the show notes. So how can you get unstuck when you're stuck in these very toxic trauma bonds? You know, what happens is we forget about those hurtful behaviors because we're trying to be positive. Usually the people that are in a relationship like this are people that are very loyal, they're very conscientious, you know, they believe that marriage is forever. They are optimistic a lot of times, they're empathetic, they're faithful. You know, we look at this person that has the toxic personality and we feel sorry for them at times. We feel like, you know, if they could just do this one thing, life could be so much better. We see the best in them, but you know, you just can't change another person. So you can only change yourself. So one of the things that really helped me was writing down all of the incidents that happened. First, what I did was I started marking it on my calendar that was in the kitchen on the side of the refrigerator. I put a little X every time we'd have some kind of big blow up. And I started noticing that it was happening like every 1 to 2 weeks. And I even pointed it out to the toxic person. I was like, look, you're blowing up like every couple weeks or whatever. And of course, I was causing that to happen because I was doing this, that, or the other. The blame was shifted back onto me. But on the recommendation of another coach or something, I don't even know exactly where I got this activity, but if you document all the incidents that happen, all the negative incidents, and put them in a place that's safe because you don't want the toxic person to see it. But I use the Evernote app because it's an app that is password protected, and I don't think that my toxic partner even knew what Evernote was. So, you know, I just had it somewhere on my phone. I could pull it up whenever I wanted to document one of these incidents. And so I started at the bottom, and then each time I would go in, and I say bottom, okay, I started at the top, but each time I would go in and I would put the new incident on top. So, you know, like January 2nd is down here, January 5th is on top, and then January 10th is on top of that, so that I didn't have to scroll all the way down each time that I wanted to record something. But it really worked out great doing it that way, because it got to where I had like pages and pages of incidents, right? And so one day I started just scrolling to see when I had started writing, because I couldn't really remember. So I'm scrolling. I started like a year and a half before I looked. This one period of time that I actually looked, it's like, oh my gosh, how was I living like this for so long? And that is only when I started documenting. So time goes by so fast when we are just trying to get through day by day. And, you know, many of us are very good at just shoving our feelings aside, disassociating from the pain and turmoil. And that was such an eye-opener for me. So every time I started to feel like, you know, loving feelings towards this person again, and I would feel, you know, I guess maybe I'm making a mistake kind of thing, I would go back and look, just scroll down a little bit through some of these incidents and read over them and like, oh my gosh, no, I have forgotten about this incident. I had forgotten about this incident. I've been through hell. So that document helped me so much. There were other things too. I used meditation. I used, education on toxic traits, spending more time on self-care. That was a big one. Building a support system. That was huge. Just like, you know, going to the people that I knew already loved me and supported me, meeting new people that loved and supported me. I got that through some of the 12-step programs, because, you know, a lot of those people that are in the, you know, recovery programs are people that have personalities similar to mine. So that really helped a lot too. So that's what all the videos are about on my site. If you want to see more content about how to break free from these toxic relationships that are keeping you stuck, this is the channel for you. And, you know, just start with one tiny step towards advocating for yourself again. And eventually you're going to break through this cognitive dissonance and this trauma bond that you're stuck in. So if you need more support, I have one-on-one coaching packages. I have a group program as well. And, you know, in that group program, and through my one-on-one, I walk you through the 5 things that we talked about today: the education, support, self-care, values, purpose, and I'm there for you. You don't have to do this alone. So if you want more about that, check out the links below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.